The Assembly will now come back to order. Assemblymember Howdegi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. May we please go to Order of Business 1?
Order Business 1.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. May the record reflect that Assembly members Cole, DeLong, Dickman, Gallant, Hanson, Hardy, O'Neill, Osborne, Patchett, and Torres Fawcett are present.
The record shall so reflect. In addition, I will note for today's journal that Assembly members Watts and Torres Fawcett have been granted permission under Assembly Rule 126-2A to participate remotely, so that both of them are joining us via Zoom for this floor session. That means we still do have a quorum, and at this time we'll move to Order of Business 7, messages from the Senate.
Senate Chamber, Carson City, November 19th, 2025. To the Honorable the Assembly. I have the honor to inform your honorable body that the Senate amended and on this day passed as amended Assembly Bill Number 4, Amendments 31, 34, and respectfully request your honorable body to concur in said amendments. Sherry L. Rodriguez, Assistant Secretary of the Senate.
That will take us to Order of Business 12, General File and third reading.
Senate Bill Number 4, introduced by the Select Committee on Jobs and Economy, it revises provisions relating to state financial and governmental administration. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1, end of Section 1, Section 17, end of Section 17, end of bill.
Are there any amendments to Section 1 or the bill as a whole?
There are none.
Remarks on Senate Bill 4. Assemblymember Mosca.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Senate Bill 4, first reprint, makes various general fund appropriations to state agencies. Mr. Speaker, Order of Business 15.
Order Business 15.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise in support of this bill today. Some of the items in this appropriations bill includes funding for the following: Department of Corrections to support more and better health care in our system, jail-based behavioral health programs to support mental health services, support for University of Nevada, Reno for a life sciences building for workforce development, support for University of Nevada, Las Vegas so that there's a new building instead of making students and staff go back to a school building, making them relive the trauma of December 6th. Support for indigent defense in our rural counties, and of course, an appropriation to the Division of Social Services to support the administration of SNAP, among other things. We have come up here and we have done good work. We have done and are funding good work for all Nevadans. Thank you for being away from your families, your jobs, and your homes, and I urge you support on this bill. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Assemblymember. Further remarks on Senate Bill 4, Assemblymember Dickman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise in opposition to SB 4. Order of Business 15.
Order Business 15.
Thank you. No doubt there are some really good things in this bill, but really the overarching theme of this special session has been economic development in Nevada. We've heard from countless people about the need to strengthen and diversify our economy. I rise in opposition because this bill funds nothing to achieve that goal. Instead of wasting hard-earned dollars of our constituents, there are simple funding opportunities available to us that would support small business, innovation, job creation, and real diversification. Instead, we are funding travel budgets, useless studies, $2.5 million to compensate brokers for the public option, and other pork barrel spending on, dare I say, extortion. If we are going to have these conversations, they should happen before the Ways and Means Committee next session. For these reasons, I stand opposed and encourage my colleagues to do the same. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Assemblymember. Are there any further remarks on Senate Bill 4? Seeing none, the Chief Clerk will open the roll.
Torres Fawcett, how do you vote?
Yes.
Assemblymember Watts, how do you vote?
Yes.
Would anyone like to change their vote? The Chief Clerk will record the vote. There are 30 ayes, 7 nays, 5 absent excused. The bill having received a constitutional majority declared passed and ordered transmitted to the Senate.
Senate Bill number 5, introduced by the Select Committee on Health and Wellness, makes revisions relating to health care. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows. Section 1, end of Section 1, Section 42, end of Section 42, end of bill.
Are there any amendments to Section 1 or the bill as a whole?
There are none.
Remarks. Assemblymember Brown May.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Senate Bill 5, first reprint, requires the Nevada Health Authority to conduct a biennial assessment of the healthcare needs in Nevada and establishes the statewide healthcare access and recruitment grant program. This bill also requires the Board of Medical Examiners and the State Board of Osteopathic Medicine to establish a procedure for prioritizing applications for licensure, and the bill requires hospitals to process requests from healthcare providers within a 60-day time period.
Are there any further remarks on Senate Bill 5? Seeing none, the Chief Clerk will open the roll.
Assemblymember Torres Fawcett, how do you vote?
Yes.
Assemblymember Watts, how do you vote?
Yes.
Would anyone like to change their vote? The Chief Clerk will record the vote. There are 37 ayes, 0 nays, 5 absent excused. The bill having received a constitutional majority declared passed and ordered transmitted to the Senate. At this time, we will go to Order of Business 13, unfinished business of the preceding day. Assemblymember Miller.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. You have already placed us in Order of Business 13 for the purpose of concur, not concur for Assembly Bill 4.
We will consider Assembly Bill 4 under Order of Business 13.
Assembly Bill number 4, introduced by the Select Committee on Public Safety and Security, revises provisions relating to public safety. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows. Section 1 into Section 1, Section 65 into Section 65. I have amendment number 31, proposed by Senate Majority Leader. I have amendment 34, proposed by Senate Majority Leader.
Assemblymember Miller.
Mr. Speaker, I move that the Assembly concur in Senate Amendments number 31 and 34 to Assembly Bill 4.
Assemblymember Miller has moved that the Assembly concur in both amendments number 31 and 34. Are there any remarks on that motion? Assemblymember Miller.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. Amendment 31 requires custody facilities to keep a real-time, publicly available list of detained individuals and their locations. It also prohibits school personnel from allowing law enforcement access or sharing student or family information without legal authorization and imposes disciplinary actions for violations. Amendment 34 clarifies circumstances when law enforcement officials may access school property and revises the definition of law enforcement officer and mass casualty event.
Are there any further remarks on the motion to adopt amendments number 31 and 34? Seeing none, all those in favor of adopting Senate Amendments 31 and 34 to Assembly Bill 4? Sorry, it's not an adoption of amendment, it's a concurrence. It's the last day. So all those in favor of concurring in Senate Amendments number 31 and 34 to Assembly Bill number 4, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay. Motion carries by a constitutional majority. The Assembly has concurred in both of the amendments. The bill is ordered to enrollment. Assemblymember Miller.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Staying in Order of Business 13 for the purpose of concur, not concur for considering Assembly Bill 6.
We will consider Assembly Bill 6 under Order of Business 13.
Assembly Bill 6, introduced by the Select Committee on Public Safety and Security, revises provisions governing public safety. I have amendment number 29, proposed by Senate Majority Leader.
Assemblymember Miller.
Mr. Speaker, I move that the Assembly concur in Senate Amendment number 29 to Assembly Bill 6.
Assemblymember Miller has moved for the Assembly to concur in Amendment number 29 to Assembly Bill 6. Remarks? Assemblymember Miller.
Amendment 29 prohibits disclosure of a pupil's or parent's phone number or address to third parties instead of all personally identifiable information except as required by law. And it deletes provisions that required notification, opt-out processes, monthly reporting, and public record maintenance related to third-party requests for information.
Are there any further remarks on the motion to concur in amendment number 29 to Assembly Bill 6? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed, nay. Motion carries by a constitutional majority. The Assembly has concurred in the amendment. The bill is ordered to enrollment. Assemblymember Howdigee.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. May we please go to Order of Business 8?
Order of Business 8.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that all rules be suspended. Reading so far had considered second reading. Rules further suspended, and Senate Bill 10 be declared an emergency measure under the Constitution and placed on third reading and final passage.
The motion is to declare Senate Bill 10 an emergency measure under the Constitution. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed, nay. Motion carries by a 2/3 vote. Senate Bill 10 will be declared an emergency measure under the Constitution. We will go now back to Order of Business 12, general file, and third reading.
Senate Bill number 10, introduced by Senator Canizaro, revises provisions relating to real property. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1, end of Section 1, Section 6, end of Section 6, end of bill.
Are there any amendments to Section 1 or the bill as a whole?
I have amendment number 35, proposed by the Speaker of the Assembly.
Assemblymember Howdigee.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move for the adoption of Amendment number 35 to Senate Bill 10.
Assemblymember Howdigee has moved for the adoption of amendment number 35 to Senate Bill 10. Seeing no remarks on that motion, all those in favor of adopting the amendment signify by saying aye. Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. The amendment is adopted. Are there any further amendments to the bill?
There are none.
Can we?
Senate Bill number 10, introduced by Senator Canizaro, revises provisions relating to real property. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1, end of Section 1, Section 6, end of Section 6, end of bill.
Are there any amendments to Section 1 or the bill as a whole?
There are none.
Are there any remarks on Senate Bill 10? Assemblymember Hanson, please.
Order Business 15.
Order Business 15.
Thank you. I rise in opposition, and I want to clarify what has transpired. I, in full good faith, believing in this body to be able to work in a collaborative way, put my name on a petition so that we could visit the subject of housing, and with the hopes that we would be able to find the solutions that we have across the aisle wanted to address. I have so much respect for this institution, but I don't have a respect for what has transpired in the last few days, but particularly in just the last couple of hours. I made a commitment from the get-go that I had not committed my vote. I just wanted us to be able to bring the bill and hear it, find those solutions that we needed to. And so I want my colleagues on the other side of the aisle to be able to trust me that when I say I'll do something, but I never committed my vote. And I was hoping for the best, and that has not transpired. And I commit that I will work diligently in the upcoming months that we can address this in the interim and in other ways. So I, again, have to oppose this bill at this time, and thank you for the opportunity, Speaker.
Thank you, Assemblymember. We'll stay under remarks on Senate Bill 10, and we'll go next to Assemblymember Hafen.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Order of Business 15.
Order Business 15.
I come before this body very appreciative of all of the efforts that have gone into drafting of this legislation, to our wonderful staff, all of the stakeholders that have been at the table, because I do think that this is something that is worthy of this body to look at. As my colleague said, if this doesn't pass, that this does need to be looked at. We are now in day 7, I stand corrected, of a special session. And I don't believe that this legislation is there yet. In the last few hours, there has been a huge push to get us there. So I urge my colleagues to vote no and to continue to work on this in the interim and bring this legislation back next session with all of the input from the stakeholders and hopefully everybody in support. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Assembly Member. We'll go next to Assembly Member Cole.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Order of Business 15, please.
Order Business 15.
Thank you. I work really hard to try to make legislation as good as it can be. In this particular situation, I have to rise in opposition to this bill. I did try to reach out to a lot of stakeholders, including the Secretary of State, and one of the things that I had some concerns with is the potential for our state to lose hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue because of the loss of registered businesses. And I mean, they've done a fantastic job of raising that up over the years. But they did assure me that the process of their registration would be only the names of the entities in the proposed registry, not the actual ownership. So I just wanted to put that on the record, but there are some serious issues with this. And so I encourage my colleagues to vote no. Thank you.
Thank you, Assembly Member. Are there any further remarks, excuse me, on Senate Bill 10? Seeing none, the Chief Clerk will open the roll.
Assemblymember Torres Fawcett, how do you vote?
Yes.
Assemblymember Watts, how do you vote?
Yes.
Would anyone like to change their vote? The Chief Clerk will record the vote. There are 27 ayes, 10 nays, 5 absent excused. The bill having failed to receive a 2/3 constitutional majority, I declare it lost. Assemblymember Howdigi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. May we please go into a 1-minute recess?
We'll be in a 1-minute recess.
Members, we are in a quick recess, but please do not leave the assembly chambers. Thank you.
The Assembly will come back to order. Assemblymember Howdigy.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. May we please go to order of business 1?
Order business 1.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. May the record reflect that Assemblymember Torres Fawcett is absent excused.
The record shall so reflect. We still do have a quorum, and we will go next to order business 7.
Senate Chamber, Carson City, November 19th, 2025. To the Honorable the Assembly, I have the honor to inform your honorable body that the Senate on this day passed Senate Joint Resolution Number 1. Sherry L. Rodriguez, Assistant Secretary of the Senate.
We'll go next to order business 8, motions, resolutions, and notices.
Senate Joint Resolution introduced by the Select Committee on Jobs and Economy proposes to amend the Nevada Constitution to enact various requirements relating to the distribution and submission of mail ballots. People of the state of Nevada represented in Senate Assembly do enact as follows. End of this resolution becomes effective upon passage.
Are there any amendments to the resolution?
There are none.
Assemblymember Howdigy.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move for the adoption of Senate Joint Resolution Number 1.
Assemblymember Howdigy has moved for the adoption of Senate Joint Resolution Number 1. Remarks? Assemblymember Howdigy.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This resolution begins the process of putting the question before the voters to codify in our state constitution mail-in ballots and early vote.
Are there any further remarks on Senate Joint Resolution Number 1? Seeing none, all those in favor of adopting Senate Joint. Let's open the roll instead. The Chief Clerk will open the roll.
Assemblymember Watts, how do you vote?
Yes.
Assemblymember Howdigy.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. May we please go to order of business 1?
Order business 1.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. May the record reflect that Assemblymember Hampson is absent excused.
The record shall so reflect. And members, we're going to have to reopen the roll just because it's not showing on the computer that she's absent excused. So we are going to reopen the roll, and would you all please vote on the adoption of Senate Joint Resolution Number 1?
Assemblymember Watts, how do you vote?
Yes.
Would anyone like to change their vote? The Chief Clerk will record the vote. There are 26 ayes, 9 nays, 7 absent excused. That means the resolution, Senate Joint Resolution 1 has been adopted by a constitutional majority. The Senate will be notified of the Assembly's actions. Members, at this time, I will appoint Assembly Members Roth, Jackson, and Osborne as a committee to notify the Senate that the Assembly is ready to adjourn, sine die. I will also appoint Assembly Members Brown May, Hunt, and Patchett as a committee to notify the governor that the Assembly is ready to adjourn sine die. And please try to stay warm out there. It's pretty cold tonight. While those committees are taking care of their business, members will go to order of business 15 in case folks want to make any remarks from the floor before we finish up with our business tonight. And if you'd like to make remarks from the floor, please let me know by hitting your speak button. Assemblymember O'Neill, representing Carson City, please.
You think by now I'd learn how to do this. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Hey, for those of you that don't know, I'm retiring. I am not quitting, I am retiring, which means I'll be leaving this body. I've served 4 terms, 8 years, and I've got to thank you all for allowing me to be here. I've got to thank the citizens, my constituents of Nevada, for entrusting me with the responsibility to represent them on issues that will affect them today, tomorrow, and for years to come. I would like to leave with a little laughter. I think right now the stress is we've got a little too much drama. I have a little drama in my heart because it is difficult to leave you all. It truly is. No matter what your political affiliation, no matter what, I have enjoyed working with you. We have always found some common ground to work with, smile with, and still get our business done. So with that, the best I can say is thank you very, very much.
And Assembly Member, if I could take a moment of personal privilege, I want to thank you on behalf of the members. It's a pretty unique opportunity to represent Carson City, where we all come to spend at least 120 days every other year. And you have just been such a gracious host to us as we've been up here. I can just think of several times when I've had something happening. Maybe my car breaks down. Maybe I'm in desperate need of a haircut. And you've always been somebody that's been able to help and make us feel welcome. So best of luck in your retirement. And on behalf of the body, thank you for your years of service to the Nevada Assembly. How did it go over there?
Mr. Speaker, the Senate has been informed that the Assembly is ready to sine die.
Thank you so much.
Bar of the Assembly.
Welcome to the Assembly.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Senate is ready to adjourn sine die.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure working with you all in this special session. Okay, while we await our committee to notify the governor, we'll stay under order of business 15. Assemblymember Miller.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would just like to say goodbye to the 3 remaining members of the class that I came in with in 2016. I've been asked before what it's going to be like, and I said, it's going to be very different. I've not served a day for the state of Nevada in this legislature without the 3 of you. To imagine that we were one large class, and here we are that next session it will just be me. I don't know what it's like to serve without Speaker Yeager, Majority Leader Howdigi, or former Pro Tem Monroe Moreno. And so I want to formally say goodbye to you all. Thank you for all the years. Regardless of what people think, we were the class that did come in and revolutionize and modernize some of the ways. And I just want to say thank you. I'm glad that we were able to share this decade together. You all will be missed. You're leaving me alone. I guess there'll be other people here too, but from our remaining class, then there was one, but thank you all. You'll all be missed.
Thank you, Assemblymember. Let's go next to Assemblymember Osborne.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just wanted to take a brief second to thank you all for making me feel so welcome this week. It has truly been a pleasure, a privilege, and an honor to get to serve in this special session with you and to get to represent District 39. And I really hope I get the opportunity to come back and do 120 days with you all. Thank you.
Just remember that 120 days is the maximum length of a sentence, but could always be shorter. Assemblymember Monroe Moreno.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. There's not much more that I can say today than I said on the first day of the opening of the special session, but it has been one of the greatest honors of my life to serve in this body, to serve my constituents from Assembly District 1. And yes, to be in one of the most amazing classes that came into this building. I will miss you, Assemblymember Miller, but I will just be a phone call or a text away. Please know that when you're here, you're supposed to be here about the policy and about the people, not about personal gain. And we have to take some really hard votes, but we take those hard votes for the people that we're here to represent. And then we go home and we own it. And we have done amazing work in the 10 years that I have served in this body. And there are some of you that are like family now, so you're not going far. And others I probably won't see as often, but I will miss you all. And for those that are brand new, like Mr. Osborne, and he's not here, this body becomes a family. And I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. You're supposed to talk to each other, communicate with each other, negotiate and debate. That's how you get to good policy. And remember one thing, if a bill is great for your district, but it's hurting another, it's not a good bill for the state. So work with your legislators across all aisles to get to the best policy for the state of Nevada, because that's what we're elected to do. And I will miss that dialogue, but I won't be far, y'all. Come visit me in North Las Vegas. I will be the next mayor there.
Assemblymember Howdigi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I do want to say that I will deeply miss this institution and all of the people that I've served with. It's been an honor to spend 10 years of my life. 25% of my life has been spent in this building. So it's been an honor to serve here, and I'm going to miss coming here and doing the work that we do. But as we prepare to adjourn Sine Die, I just want to take a moment to acknowledge the people who make it possible for us to do our work, especially during a special session, when the pace is intense and the hours are long. To our LCB family, the legal division, the research division, fiscal staff, our incredible IT team, AVH, the folks in general services, maintenance, sergeant at arms, legislative police, and most importantly, our chief clerk and our assembly chief clerk office. And everyone else who shows up before we arrive and stays long after we leave, we thank you. You keep this building running, you keep us safe, you make sure the public can engage, and you help us do the work Nevadans sent us here to do. We know these sessions take a toll on every single division and on every single one of us. And we know how much you work and how much family time that you miss to be here and help us do our jobs. So on behalf of the entire assembly, thank you for your dedication, your patience, and your expertise. We truly could not do this without you. Everyone, please help me give them a round of applause.
Would anyone else like to give order business 15 as we await our committee to notify the governor? Assemblymember Dickman, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I had no intention of saying anything, but, you know, it's been a really tough special session. And I've done a few. The Allegiant Stadium special session was really awful for me because I went on to lose after voting for it, but I'm still going to miss you all, and especially you guys who are not coming back. I've loved working with you. You've been great friends, and I wish you all the best, and hope I get to see you sometimes. Thank you.
You know, while we await our committee, I'll just take a moment of personal privilege. It has been an honor for me to serve in this body and to serve as your speaker over the past few years. This has been a really difficult special session, and it, you know, got me thinking. I had a privilege about a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, to travel to Athens, Greece with the National Conference of State Legislatures, and we stood in the very place where democracy was born, where the very first vote of the people was taken. And in the background was the Acropolis. And to sit there and to realize that, you know, this democracy started somewhere else in the world, and it started thousands of years ago. And it didn't work real well there. It only lasted a very short period of time, and it sort of imploded on itself. And then, you know, we sort of fast forward to where we are in this country, and, you know, some revolutionaries picked up that thread of democracy and thought that was something worth fighting for, and thought that that kind of government was the best way to go about it. As Winston Churchill once said, democracy is the worst form of government except all the others. And I think, you know, we saw that in the American Revolution, right? We fought for the ability for self-determination, to not have to bend the knee to a king, for the people to be able to speak. And that thread was pulled from the American Revolution into the Civil War we had here, when there was a fight to keep the nation together. And, you know, after the battle at Gettysburg, Abraham Lincoln stood on that site, and he commemorated those who had made the ultimate sacrifice, and said that a government by the people, for the people, of the people shall not perish from the earth. Some 80 years later, that thread was picked up in World War II, when we had the great battle of our time. And that wasn't just a battle to save democracy in this country. That was a battle to save democracy around the world. And so here we are about 80 years down the road. And I don't know if you've been paying attention, but it feels like democracy is at a breaking point in this country. It feels like we're at a point where we can't have civil discussions, that I have to win and you have to lose, that we can't give and take. And so my hope as I leave this institution is that nobody here in this body, nor the people who are going to fill these seats, because a decade or two from now, none of us will be here, but nobody takes for granted this system of government that we have. And nobody takes for granted this legislative institution. We're the weakest branch of government in this state. So we have a sacred duty to protect this institution and to make sure that the seat you're sitting in continues to be reflective of right now those 75,000 people that this seat represents. Maybe in the future it'll be more. So that is what I ask of all of you, and not just all of you, but everyone who walks into this building every day, everyone who participates in this process, is to look yourself in the mirror and say, what can I do? What can I do to make sure we don't have what happened to us, what happened in Athens, that democracy was something nice and shiny that only lasted a little bit of time. We're a very young country when you think about it. And this experiment is just that, it's an experiment, and it takes all of you and all of our citizens to make sure that you're invested in what is happening, but you're doing it as a human being, and you're able to have discussions and conversations without villainizing others and without making enemies of one another. So I'm incredibly proud of the work we've done here the last 10 years. I know it's been difficult. These last 7 days have been really, really difficult. But my ask of you is, what can you do from this moment going forward? We can't change what happened in the past. We can't change these last 7 days, but you can look in the mirror every single day and ask yourself what you can do to strengthen this institution and what you can do to strengthen democracy in this country so that America continue to be a beacon for the rest of the world, because they're looking for us to do that. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for the privilege of serving with you and serving as your speaker. How did it go over there? Thank you. Well, we have one last call for Order of Business 15 before we make a motion that I think everyone's been looking forward to for 7 days. I don't see any further Order of Business 15. Assemblymember Howdegi, would you like to make a motion?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. For the very last time for me, I move that the Assembly of the 36th Special Session of the Legislature of the State of Nevada adjourn sine die.
I do think this is a debatable motion, just in case you were wondering. You've heard the motion. The motion is for the Assembly of the 36th Special Session of the Legislature of the State of Nevada to adjourn sine die. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. The 36th Special Session of the Assembly of the State of Nevada, the Legislature is adjourned sine die.